So this morning, going on a bike ride. Now, any of you who have followed me for any amount of time know that I had a knee surgery back. I've had 2 knee surgeries since May, and I, was kind of crippled, couldn't ride my bike for a very long time. I have been riding a little bit. This will be my 4th kind of like real ride on my real bike, and I've been putting a little bit of time in on my wife's Peloton bicycle. It's like a stationary bike, if you don't know what that is. But yeah, as I get to the top, I'll talk about my process to get riding again and how beneficial it has been to me. But I'm gonna go get my stuff prepped up here and get on the bike. All right, get all my crap together, put on some sunblock. I am on the Giant today. This frame, again, this is really like my 4th time actually really riding this frame. I did take a quick little 2-mile ride right at the beginning just to see if I could even ride the damn bike, and I could, so I don't really count that one. So yeah, today is my 4th ride with the new frame. So far it's been awesome. It really feels just like it did before with the old frame, but it's pretty. I like this frame more color wise. I think this is actually more my speed. It looks nice. You ever say good morning to somebody because you think they spoke to you and it turns out they're on their phone? That just happened to me. One thing, I always use some sunblock, and I don't know if I ever mentioned this in a video, but like 2 years ago, I had skin capes removed from my chest, which was awesome. And I'm bound to get more of it because I got sunburned about 1,000,000 times when I was a little kid. So I'm sure I'm gonna have more, but I always try to cover up now. Sunblock, or if it's cool enough out, I'll wear long sleeves or these sun sleeves that you can just pull over your arms. Kind of help keep the UV off. It takes me forever to get ready in the morning because I'm not a morning workout kind of guy. Also, do a bright colored jersey just to make sure that cars can see me because I am riding on the road here. It's got a lot of pockets in the back, spaces for stuff. So here it is, the knee, all its glory. And the first mile or so, it's pretty stiff when I get on the bike, even if I'm doing like the Peloton or something. So kind of cruise for a little bit to get it warmed up. And so far, once it's been warmed up, it feels pretty good. But yeah, right now, the initial pedaling is very tight over the top of the stroke. Basically, I'm riding around the outside edge of Griffith Park, and I'm gonna head up the long way to the observatory. And if I feel good, I'm gonna do end up doing 2 pretty good sized climbs today. It's pretty out today. Just pulled off the road here. It's my secret trail cut through. And this goes through to a neighborhood. You can see it's a little dirt path, but this will keep me off of the main road, which is nice. I'll be in this rich neighborhood with these big houses for a little bit. Right here we have the house, the Griswold House from National Lampoon's Vacation, which now has a big wall in front of it. But that's the Griswold House. If you guys want to see more video of famous movie houses and locations around LA, let me know, because I would love to have the excuse to ride my bike to some of these spots. So I've ridden around to the Ferndale entrance to the observatory. We're going to be going up this hill here first and see how we feel once we hit the observatory. We're going to head up there to the observatory. We're on a pretty good uphill right now. Got a ways to go. Probably stop there next and have a chat. So we are here at the world famous Griffith Observatory. And I'm going to stop here for a second, eat a Cliff Bar, and talk to the camera. Down there is the road that I came up. So if I can zoom in. There's the ride I just did, and I'm feeling pretty good today, so we'll be doing a little bit longer one on the way down. Look at all that smoke out there. The view is pretty, but very, very smoky. You can really see it billowing up over there. All right, there's the observatory. Next part of our ride requires us to go downhill, all the way down. We'll zoom in, way down, down. down past that tower, there's the Greek theater down there. We're going to pass that, then we're going to ride back up past that golf course out there in the distance. And there's a path that goes up to a helipad, which is way up over there. Let me see if I can get it in camera. Focus, focus, come on. Right there's a helipad. We're headed there. And then from there we'll go back uphill around the mountain and meet up with our road back down to the car. All right, there's Griffith Park Observatory. And we are now at the Griffith Park Helipad, which is not so world famous as the observatory. However, it is spotted in tons and tons of movies, TV shows, and car commercials. So if you ever see a view of LA, it looks like a spot like this, a bunch of cars parked right here. This is almost always where it is filmed. There's film crews up here all the time. Anyway, for the observatory, came down that observatory road, past the golf course, up this road. Now I'm up here, and now I'm gonna head around the back of the mountain and continue home. Yeah, the smoke is really bad, and I'm kind of even with the layer of smoke right now, so I'm really feeling it in my throat. So I'm almost to the top. I'll be headed back down in a moment. Right up there, when we hit that gate, we will be at the highest point of my ride. And then from there, I think it's literally completely downhill back to the car. So that'll be nice. The Griffith Park train yard with all these old trains. Love this little spot, it's really neat. 18 miles, can't believe it's not longer than that. 31 mile an hour top speed, 1,739 feet elevation. Pretty good. All right, guys, the ride is complete. I stopped about half dozen times to take video to talk about my riding situation after my knee surgery, but every time I'd stop, I'd sit down on a bench, start talking to the camera, and people would just come and just sit right next to me, start talking to each other, just no regard. And there was plenty of places for these people to sit every single time. It was a little much. So now I'm back in the car. Now I shouldn't just be able to talk through that when someone sits next to me. I should just be able to continue, but it is very awkward. And if you haven't done it before, it feels really weird to just be talking to a camera about yourself while strangers are sitting next to you, you know, looking at the view or having a conversation or whatever they're doing. I started riding, like, my first official real ride was 2 months and 2 days after my second surgery. Then I did a 15-mile ride that day with like 1,300 feet of elevation gain. It's on my Strava. I'll look it up and see if I can find the actual numbers. But it went surprisingly well. And before that, for a few weeks, I started testing my legs on the Peloton, which is like an exercise bike, if you don't know what that is. My wife has one, and I put the seat, it's the highest that I could put it and still be able to pedal, so that I didn't have to flex my leg quite as much. And I did 2 separate sessions a few days apart for about 20 minutes, just really light, just to see if my leg would go. And it felt pretty good, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try my bike. And I got on my bike, and I rode my bike around my neighborhood for about 2 miles, which I don't really count as a bike ride. For me, it's just flat, really, really, really light pace, just to see if I could do it. And I could. So I was like, okay, I think I'm getting close. And then I did one more day on the Peloton for like half hour, but at a pretty heavy effort. Put out, not like hard for what I would typically do, but for having this thing done, it was I put a lot into it. And it went half an hour, 45 minutes, half an hour, I think. And I pushed pretty hard the whole time, and I got done, and I still felt good. So I was like, okay, I am now officially gonna ride my bike. I think the last day on the Peloton was the August 20-something, 23rd, and then I think August 28th, I decided I was gonna go do my real bike ride. And since then, I've done 3 other rides, plus the one today, so today equals 4. Today's ride was about 18 miles, with multiple climbs, and I feel pretty good. Now, the last few days, I have had a little bit of swelling in my leg because I worked on my feet for like 2 weeks straight, and it's a little puffy. And one of the medicines that they gave me to keep the swelling down, I stopped taking because my blood pressure was getting high, which I usually have really good blood pressure. And the last few times I've gone to the doctor, it was like progressively getting higher, but my diet's the same, everything's the same. So I was like, okay, I'm stopping this medicine. So I haven't taken it. So my leg is kind of feeling a little puffy, but today's ride was still really good. I'll probably incorporate more rides again soon, and I'll keep you updated. Like I said earlier, if you want to see any famous spots, there's spots all over LA. I would love the excuse to ride to them. So, I mean, there's like right by my house, I have the Back to the Future house, Marty McFly's place. Dunder Mifflin from The Office is really close to my house. On this ride, there's the tunnel for Toontown, also used in Back to the Future 2. There's the Griswold House, which I showed you. There's the Frank Lloyd Wright's Innes House, which was used in Blade Runner. It's just up the hill, just in this area, just right around here. I think that the trains that I passed in that area, I'm pretty sure that's the area that they used in The Jerk, where Steve Martin's driving that little train around. I'm pretty sure that's the same place, but I have to double check. But there's stuff everywhere, just in Griffith Park. And, you know, outside of this, there's, on the way to and from Griffith Park, there's like the House from the Wonder Years. There's just everything, tons of places. So, you know, if you want to see film locations, let me know, and I will start making videos just highlighting some of them because they're kind of neat. Anyway, I do think that riding my bike has been hugely beneficial to my knee, because as soon as I started it, there was just a leap of improvement in how my knee felt overall. And the shape of my knee started to come back, and there were parts of my muscles and my legs that weren't engaging. So like on my quads, the middle of my quad would engage, but the ends of my quads closer to my knee, just even if I flexed as hard as I could, they just wouldn't tighten up. And then after riding bike a couple times, that started to come back. So that was huge for me, because I've been spending 2 months doing physical therapy trying to strengthen my leg, and then there's areas that just literally are not responding to it at all. So being on the bike was very, very helpful for that. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, stop rambling. I'm getting sweaty because I'm sitting in here with the car off. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.